Yeah, that's true. I've been a barber for a long time. I'm a barbershop owner in Long Island, New York. King Midas came about just for me being a barber and me always having a love of fashion and just basically trying to incorporate the two worlds and bring something to the barber culture or to the barber industry that hasn't been done before. There's so many different lanes out there, so I kind of had to pick the lane that was basically most me, most something that I loved. My two biggest passions have always been fashion and barbering. So I kind of merged them and created King Midas, and I'm very thankful for the reception that it's received.
So take me from the beginning. How did your journey right from the very beginning?
As far as barbering, or
Barbara, with the transition into your cape.
into King Midas. Oh well, the transition, the way it started was basically, you know, just cutting hair and just realizing that, like I said before, as far as the industry goes, there's so many different lanes to choose from. So I kind of had to get on the lane that I felt was more comfortable for me, which was always fashion. So, I mean, one day I kind of like, as far as the conception of King Midas and how I came up with it, it was basically just the way I felt at the moment, as far as like my tools to me were always golden, when everything else in my life was going a certain way, the clippers was always there for me. They were always kind of like, even though I wasn't grateful for the clippers in the beginning, like a lot of times, I would kind of steer off my path and do things that we normally get into, as far as barbers aren't always exactly straight and narrow. So the crazy thing was, whenever I veered off course, the clippers was always there to hold me back down. So I would go through my issues, but then I would go back to the shop and the clippers was always take care of me. So provide for me the income, socializing with people, it's definitely therapeutic for me. So within all that, I always said, to me, my clippers are everything. A girl will come and go. Friends will deceive you. Things happen in the world, but my clippers were always there throughout my whole barber career. So, that's why they became golden to me. So then, being that I had a love for fashion, I had a love for barbering, that I actually unappreciated at that point, like I said, because I always overlooked the power of my clippers and my shears and things of that nature and my razors. So once I wisened up, I realized, okay, my clippers are everything. My equipment is everything. My tools are everything. So that's how I came up with King Midas, and they're golden to me. So that's why I named it King Midas.
Okay, and tell me something, because the design of your cape is very stark. Is that a reflection of your style of barbering?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
About your style of barbering?
Well, my style, I'm very simplistic. Very simplistic. I don't like my basic clippers from the beginning, from when I first started barber school in the city. It was just my Andes Masters, my T outliner, my Oster 76, and shears, and of course my blade. So I kind of kept that for a long time. I mean, I switched my edgers a little bit. I went to wall. I still have my Andes T outliner, but I use the wall sometimes. So these are my basic tools. These are my tools of the trade. So that's what's golden to me, and that's
In terms of hairstyle, if you could do one hairstyle all day, every day, what would
I mean, I'm barbers at hip hop, so it would be straight urban hip hop haircuts. The juice style haircuts, the flat tops, the skin fades. That New York thing is definitely me.
And tell me a bit about the thought that went into the design, because you've got lots of gold blades and clippers and stark colours as a background. Give me a little bit about the thought process of design.
Well, I try to cater to what the barbers want. Like I feel like before the King Midas cape, I feel like first of all, I feel like there wasn't too much emphasis on anything more than just the clippers and all this other stuff. So like I said, once I created the cape, I felt like that was something that would bring more to the table. Like you would take a picture and now you actually see the cape as well as as the haircut. You know, you could actually emphasize like the way your barbershop looks. You can actually coordinate my capes to the style of your liking. You know, your personal like preference, and the barbershop decor. So it was basically done to meet everything that I think that every barber's preference or stylist as well.
And you've recently branched into aprons because primarily it was the
The
cape,
cape.
wasn't it? And now you've made the apron with the same textile.
Right. I decided to go with the aprons because I'm more of a traditional barber, and even though when I started barber school, we actually had barber jackets, and I felt like the barber jacket to me was a little bit too bland, honestly. And like I said, I love fashion too much to not want to put something more out there that the barber can actually appreciate. I feel like barber jackets are just a little too plain. Although they're traditional, they're a little boring. And I love fashion too much, so if I can't wear it, I don't want anybody else to wear it either, you know. And like that's why I went with the apron. But it's been a big issue, you know. When I first did the apron, a lot of people weren't really that receptive to it because it is kind of a new concept, at least in the States. I don't know how it is in England. It's kind of a new concept to put an apron on people. You know, people, oh, you're gonna barbecue. You know, it's always, you know, that's how the internet is. But it's actually more, and I've gotten a better response. I've never got a response from a barber jacket when I used to wear a barber jacket. But when I wore an apron that has the King Midas logo on it, my customers would come in and be like, "Wow, you're color coordinating. Wow, oh, not only are you color coordinating, you're actually matching. Like, wow, that's amazing." You know, and they're like, "That's why I come to you. You know, you take your shit serious. You know, that's how they look at it." And I never got a response from a barber jacket, so it actually made more sense for me to do something different. And it met a little resistance, but I think eventually people will see the style and the passion in the apron as well.
So how are you splitting your time right now between being a barber and this fashion and distribution?
4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. I mean, I'm used to it now. 2 years I've been doing the capes. I've had my barbershop for maybe about 10 years now. So the barbershop is always busy, so I'm busy from the moment I walk in to the moment I walk out. In between haircuts, I show love to people that tag me and use my capes, you know, whether it's in the UK, in the US, whatever. I put my own little spin to it and try to make sure that the cape represents the lifestyle of the barber. And then I just put it out there, and that's my way of showing gratitude to all the people that actually support me.
Tell me a bit about your shop. How many chairs have you got going on? What kind of vibe have you got going on? Just to paint a picture for the people viewing this about your shop.
Okay, well, my shop, small. It's a big shop, but it's small because I only have 6 barbers, 6 stations. So basically, I used to have a big shop, and we had a large amount of barbers. But what happened was, you know, like, you know, you kind of get the crabs in the barrel thing going on. I wanted to kind of make it more simple and bring it down to you know, just a handful of individuals where everybody can actually you know, charge what they want to charge, make the amount of money they want to make, and there's no argument over customers, walk-ins, and it's easier to keep a smaller amount of people in line than it is when you have the big shop. So when I had the big shops, there was a lot of conflict of interests with different barbers. You know, everybody wants to run their own show. It's everybody wants to be the boss, but nobody wants to put the work in. So, you know, I kind of like narrowed it down to 6 guys, you know, trying to get like-minded individuals with the same goal in one shop. And it so far has worked, you know, thank God for that.
And what's kind of next with your design of your apron? Are you going to keep that same signature textile, or is there another textile in?
Well, I have like 3 aprons on the way, like, 3 capes, aprons. You know, I have so many things that I want to do that I actually don't know what's next, but I have so many things in the works. People are just going to have to wait and see, but I think people have kind of gotten used to the fact that I'm catering to the barber and stylist. You know, this is more for them. My Instagram is more them than me. You know, my whole concept of my designs are more them than me. I take them into consideration more than I do myself. If I don't think they're gonna love it, I won't even put it out. So there's things that I've done that have never even seen the light of day, because I'll go around, ask a few people, and the reception is not quite what I expected, and I'll put it to the side. But for the most part, I try to keep my pulse in what the barber and stylist really, really want to see or want to, expect from me, and that's what I try to put out. So there's gonna be a lot of great things, I